All right, so let's get a little background on you. What's your name?
My name is Chris Weiler.
Mhm. And briefly describe how you make money in real estate and how long you have been doing it.
Okay. Roughly since 2010, I started my own real estate company. I guess broadly speaking, I call myself a real estate investor. Predominantly, I'm a landlord and on the finance side of fix and flips. Currently, I think one thing that differentiates me from others is that the vast majority of what I do is out of state. So nowhere close to what I do. I think the closest one is probably a couple thousand miles away.
Okay.
Got a few main hubs, Tampa, Florida. I've got about 12 rentals and usually do anywhere from a handful to 25 fix and flips at a time. Another one in Savannah, Georgia, where I'm doing 7 fix and flips now, and that should be ramping up. On the Big Island of Hawaii, I have 1 rental property and 1 fix and flip going on right now. And in Columbus, Ohio, I've got about 70 rentals.
Right.
So, yeah.
So quite a few then.
Yeah, I like to do it. It's fun.
So what were you doing before you engaged with the Royal Legal?
What was I doing in terms of?
Yeah, what were you trying to do, or what were you trying to solve?
Oh, well, that is a good question. I noticed, some of the same real estate sites I go to, their name coming up, and I think what caught my eye was some of the novel approaches they were doing toward entity structure, more specifically the Delaware Statutory Trust, and how they use it. I thought was very intriguing. I liked how creative and aggressive they are, and aggressive in a good way. You can get very conservative accountants, very conservative advice from people, but sometimes if you're willing, to be a little more aggressive, still legal, 100% legal, but more aggressive when the case law is not 100% either way. As long as you have all your books in order, I think it's just important to push it. There was somebody said, it's your duty as an American to try to pay as little taxes as possible legally.
Yeah. Okay. So what results did you achieve after working with Royal Legal?
Oh, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I got a pitch from them and I didn't move forward. I do participate in a lot of the webinars and such, and I'm considering re-engaging after some of the things that I've seen more recently. Okay.
So what would you say has been the biggest impact since you joined Royal Legal for you?
Okay. The biggest impact for me is just especially, coming out of COVID, it's been hard to feel part of the real estate community. And, by doing a lot of these webinars, it's done a couple things. It's introduced me to some people, and I think with any profession, if you find others that enjoy what you do, you can grow together. And frankly, me personally, it made me real. I mean, I have a bit more experience than the average person on that webinar, so it felt good to almost feel like a teacher or to help others out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
awesome.
Made me realize how much. Well, I think I kind of realized that before, but it was just a really good avenue for me to continue that.
All right. And where did you first hear about Royal Legal?
Probably about 2 years ago, maybe 3. God, with COVID, it's like years go by and I don't even remember. So it was probably 2018 or 17.
Okay. And what piqued your interest?
The DST structure that I mentioned earlier. In California, for each entity, it's $800 minimum. And when you have a lot of rental properties, it can get very expensive very quickly when you want to protect yourself for asset protection. And that structure bypasses